Hello again and welcome to Letter from England, broadcasting for AC Press and the Spanish Evangelical Alliance. There's considerable anticipation as the new religious freedom law is due to come before Parliament, at least the draft bill is due to come before Parliament in the current session. The government wants it to be discussed before the current session ends in June. Now, the new religious freedom law is supposed to regulate various aspects of dealings between the state and minority religious groups, such as the regulation of the use of religious symbols in the public arena, the building of places of worship, and other issues. The Cabinet meeting will send the draft bill to the State Council in the coming weeks, in the words of the government spokesman. That in turn will report and the government will register the text in the lower house as a draft bill. The final debate is due to be held sometime in early summer. According to the Spanish newspaper ABC, the government has at its disposal two drafts that have been prepared by the Minister of Justice, Francisco Camaño. The first one is general and explains that today's religious pluralism makes it necessary, after 30 years, to renew the 1980 law currently in force, which regulates the rights of non-Catholic confessions. The lack of precision, however, in this kind of law would require a royal decree in order to face the most controversial aspect of the law, the withdrawal of crucifixes and religious symbols from public places, such as council buildings, hospitals and state schools. The second draft, which the government has, includes this withdrawal. Now, regardless of the final choice, the delays in parliamentary proceedings mean that the debate will remain live in the Congress or in the Senate when Pope Benedict XVI visits Barcelona and Santiago de Compostela in November. It's practically certain, nevertheless, that neither parliamentary chamber will do anything special regarding the law during the Pope's visit to Spain. Now, the government sees the withdrawal of crucifixes as normal because it would bring Spanish jurisdiction in line with the sentence issued by the European Tribunal of Human Rights in Strasbourg last November in favour of Soili Lautzi, an Italian citizen of Finnish origin, who in 2002 appealed against the refusal to withdraw the crucifix from the Italian high school where both of her children were studying. The decision says that in keeping it in the classrooms, it implies a violation of parents' rights to educate their children according to their convictions. The Vatican, for its part, views the decision as short-sighted, but the Spanish government, at least, seems to think that it needs to come into line. The General Director of Relations with Confessions at the Ministry of Justice, José María Contreras, explained recently that the new law of religious freedom is going to increase the role of regional authorities and local councils in these matters. For instance, it's going to regulate a long-held demand of Jews and Muslims regarding the building of places of worship, something which the 1980 law did not actually implement in practice. Under new legislation, a religious group will have the right, under certain circumstances, to obtain a plot of land for free from a council for the purpose of building a place of worship. The migratory explosion that has taken place in Spain in the last decade means that currently 1 million Muslims, 1.5 million Protestants, 600,000 Orthodox Christians, and a significant number of Buddhists and Mormons reside currently in Spain. All of them are nevertheless a minority compared to the 75% of Spaniards that claim to be Catholic, both practicing and non-practicing, which total around 35 million people. The new law of religious freedom will also formalise the legal status of each religion's clerics, while Catholic priests will continue to be regulated by the agreements between Spain and the Vatican. This statute will cover, among other matters, national insurance for ministers, greater inviolability of places of worship, the prerequisites to declare the historical nature of a certain religion in Spain, the access to grants for social and charitable activities, or the right to request, for the first time in Spain, weekly rest from work apart from Sunday, for example, Jews on the Sabbath or Muslims on Friday. Another issue is state funerals, which up to date have only been celebrated according to Catholic rites, but will in future apparently stop having a confessional character and will be substituted by another type of ceremony. Well, it remains to be seen how many of these draft suggestions actually make it into law and how many amendments are brought in before so. But certainly an interesting few months are in store with regard to the issue of religious freedom in Spain for non-Catholic religious groups. Thank you for listening to Letter from England, broadcasting at emission.net. Goodbye for now.